of further ABC centers is proposed by the state. This can be done in a phase-wise manner depending upon the population of the urban local bodies and stray dog population. The state may consider giving a timeline for the set purpose. So there's two aspects. Your capacity is fully utilized, and where you have to set up centers, please give a timeline. You can't say I'll set up more centers. Give a timeline. Where are you going to set up? What will be the capacity? What will be the manpower? So that is on ABC centers. Now dog pounds.
Any indication about budgetary allocations or constraints?
Milos, if it is there, it would be here. Otherwise, it is not there. Milos, I have written wherever budgetary allocation amounts, figures, all has been mentioned in the note. For just example, UP, I was just reading. They say we have proposed 25 crores to set up dog shelters, which I was just reading in the break. So, Milos, I'll be able to point that out to your lordship. Wherever there is an allocation, it has been mentioned in the note. There are 40 dog shelters in 33 urban local bodies to house aggressive dog. The provision for permanent dog shelter is underway, and same would be provided in a phased manner in remaining ULBs. The state should do a complete assessment of all the functional dog pounds to see that there are enough staff and infrastructure available to house dogs which will be required to be removed from the institutional areas. Once the details regarding dog pounds along with capacity and infrastructure is available, the state may make an assessment as to more dog pounds are required, and if so, at what places. So this is completely missing from the affidavit, so I will not be able to, unless the state says I have X number of dog pounds at Y places with Z capacity, they are fully functional staff and actually are able to rehabilitate these dogs. So this is missing from the affidavit. Now, Milos, these institutions part, Milos, which is important. 14,000 institutions have been identified, 12,000 institutions have secured with fencing, 116 institutions have established waste management system, 1145 stray dogs have been shifted to pound shelters from the premises of institutional area. The state in its affidavit at para 14 and annexure so-and-so at page so-and-so has given details regarding removal of stray dogs from the sports institution. It is humbly suggested that the state should take help of all concerned to identify stray dogs in all educational institutions, hospitals, bus stands, etc. as per the directions of this Honorable Court, and start removing the stray dogs once there is sufficient space available in the dog pound. The undersigned is not sure whether state has done this exercise or not. In fact, state should link up the educational institutions, hospitals with the nearest dog pounds so that the stray dogs can be housed in the dog pounds. This would help the state figure out where dog pounds are required and what is the capacity. Now, Milos, last stick is national highways. 204 stretches of highways have been identified where stray cattle has been frequently found where the area of ULBs. 414 cattle has been shifted from the highways to pound shelter. Signboards have been installed in various places displaying the details of helpline numbers, etc. to inform any complaint or grievance regarding. State has to take proactive action to prevent cattle from entering the highways at the stretches already identified. The state may conduct an audit for the reasons for ingress of cattle on the identified stretches and take remedial action. So if 204 stretches have been identified, then you have to say what is the reason why cattle is coming and what steps you are going to take. Because these are the four aspects as far as state of Andhra Pradesh is concerned.
Yes, what do you say?
Your Lordship, as far as ABC centers are concerned, Your Lordship, we have said in
No, the amicus has given a suggestion.
Yes, sir.
We will consider that,
Yes,
and
sir.
whatever further is required, we will add to it.
Yes, Your Lordship.
Any objection to what the
Not at
amicus
all.
referred to your affidavit?
Not at all, Your Lordship. However, there are certain details, Your Lordship, which were filed in a subsequent affidavit, which I will share with the amicus, of the details of the institutions where dogs have been removed from in the respective numbers.
All right.
That figure will change because the affidavit was filed.
That's all right. That will be a
It's an
regular.
ongoing
Yes, the
exercise.
ongoing
Right.
exercise. As long as you are able to say, yes, these are the educational institutions, these are the dogs, I need 100 capacity at Y place. For example, I'll just give an example of my son's university. Suppose Nalsar has 100 stray dogs. I will say I need a dog pound for 200 so that people from that area can put the dogs there. Now, if that is the assessment which state of Andhra Pradesh, now of course Telangana in that case will have to make. Otherwise, if you set up a dog pound 100 kilometers away, it is not going to serve.
Not
the
going
purpose.
to serve. Naturally, transportation and
Yes.
movement that will become impractical.
Yes, Vilods. So when you are setting up dog pounds, and ABC centers can be, of course, they can be located in a town or little outside town because people may have objection, etc. But for dog pounds are concerned, they should locate somewhere which is possible near the, suppose the bus shelter is there. If you have 10 dogs there, if you transport 50 kilometers, then it will not work out. Is what my respectful suggestion to the state was. They can consider it, of course, in a short time period. They may not have assessed all this. This is what I have thought of. Now, Milos, Assam.
State of
Sorry,
Assam.
you said you're passing something next time, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, Assam.
Who appears for state of Assam?
Actually, Ankit Roy.
Through video conferencing?
Hmm.
All right. Yes.
Out of 2,13,000 stray dogs in the state of Assam, only 13,370 stray dogs have been sterilized since 2020. A joint action plan has been prepared, because I won't refer to it, it's just an action plan. Guwahati Municipal Corporation has 12 ABC centers with a capacity of sterilization of 6 dogs.
Only 6 per
Yes,
day.
per day. The veterinary hospital and sub-center within the jurisdiction of Silchar and Municipal Corporation are used as ABC center. Silchar Corporation has entered into an MOU with NGO for extension of ABC center. So stopping here, Assam has 3 municipal corporations. I would take it that the municipal corporations should be the first priority.
Yes.
Because there are populations are large, there'll be waste, there'll be people who will be feeding the dogs, etc. The dogs will be housed there. So you have 3 municipal corporations. You have to actually start with those and then see the larger councils, etc., which flow, because you can't set up everywhere. I assume financial implication is there. So the state should say, all right, I have these 10 cities. I have only 1 in Guwahati, 2 in Silchar, etc. Now I need to enhance it. That aspect is missing from state of Assam. So if your lordships come to the right column, ABC centers in the state are woefully inadequate. The state should give a detailed action plan to set up more ABC center so that is able to sterilize at
Why
least.
not increase the capacity also?
Yes, Milos.
6 is nothing.
Yes, Milos, correct. So that's right. Audit of the existing is missing. Lordships, actually, if I can make a note, it should be audit of the existing facilities. If I can improve by way of further infrastructure audit, Milos. Sorry, that should have been there. So suppose it can increase to 10 or 15 or 20 or 30, because 30 is what other municipal corporations are saying also they have. Set up more ABC centers so it's able to sterilize at least 25 dogs this year and increase over next year. Otherwise, it would be impossible to control population growth of stray dogs. The data further indicates that there has been no dog catching personnel in Silchar Municipal Corporation, and there is no ABC center in 11 UBCs, the urban local
ULBs.
bodies. Sorry,
Yes.
ULBs. The dog catching vehicles need to be procured. So, Assam needs to actually take more effective measures in this regard. I have not put it in that word, but this is exactly what it flows from this. Now, dog pounds. Department of Housing and Urban Affairs has identified 8 localities in abandoned school in Guwahati for dog shelters. In all ULBs within human population of 50,000, at least 1 dog shelter shall be established within 6 months. 5 additional temporary dog shelters and holding facilities have been established by the the welfare department in coordination with the local municipal authorities in Silchar, so-and-so campus, Jorhat. Dibrugarh has a functional animal center within municipal limits. The state has not given any indication of how many dogs have been rehabilitated on permanent basis in the dog shelter, what is the capacity of the dog shelters, whether they have all requisite infrastructure and personnel to manage the dog shelters. The state must give a complete action plan to set up dog shelters with all facilities once they have already decided to set up dog shelters in all ULBs with more than 50,000 population. So if they've taken a decision, Milos, they should implement it with perfect plan as to how they want to do it.
So, as on date, they don't have a single dog center.
Milos, they said Dibrugarh has a functional animal center within the municipal limits. Last
That's
line.
all.
That's
Only
all.
Dibrugarh.
Yes,
No Guwahati, no
No,
Dispur.
Silchar doesn't have.
Silchar, Dibrugarh, there are many big towns.
There are many big towns in Assam, yes, Milos, crowded towns. So they have taken a decision that if a town has 50,000, I'll have 1 dog shelter.
That's right.
Now, if you are able to say, I'll set it up in 6 months, then what are the, in what manner are you going to set? Where is the land? How are you going to have the personnel, etc.? All this is missing from the affidavit, Milos. Removal of stray dogs from institution. Milos, this, they have given very limited detail. Wherever detail is there is given, the rest is missing, Milos. Out of 318 stadia in the state, 79 do not have boundary wall or fencing. Department is not in a position to plan construction of boundary walls immediately due to lack of resources. Dedicated arrangements for access control during manpower are available in 226 stadia out of so-and-so. The stadia in civil, urban and rural areas are free of stray dogs, essentially because they are non-residential and do not serve as potential food point for stray animals. Free roaming stray dogs are residents in 3 stadia. The stray free
What do you mean by stadia, Mr. Agarwal?
stadiums, plural is stadium.
Huh?
Plural of stadium.
Plural of stadium is stadia.
Stadia.
Yes. So if they have said 3 stadiums, it's actually 3 stadia.
So they have a lot of sports stadiums over
Yes,
there.
yes, Milos. 318. There are 318 stadiums in Assam.
State.
Small.
But, this affidavit is totally silent about the manpower, human resources.
Yes,
They don't speak anything about that.
anything, Milos. Yes, and it is on the left side totally not sure about educational institutions and hospitals.
They have not said anything.
Yes, Milos. To the best of the reading of the underside, Milos, I am just saving myself by writing this. To the best of reading of underside, there is no mention about survey conducted in educational institutions and health facility to identify and prepare a plan of action for removal of stray dogs and for taking prevention measures like fencing. Suppose, Milos, boundary walls sometimes may be difficult.
Maybe difficult.
Yes,
we
because-
have, that also, again, that's a misnomer or rather misunderstanding, we have not mandated anything.
Yes, yes.
It should be, there's
There
a
should be.
suggestion.
Yes.
So obviously it's as far as possible.
Yes, Milord. And if
Yes.
fencing can serve the purpose by having like a mesh kind of thing, which will prevent, they can do that, Milord. So that should not be taken. You have to construct a wall, then they will float a tender. It should not be like this. Is what something which I wanted to just. In absence of dog pounds, perhaps the state may not be able to locate the stray dogs in the said public institution. Therefore, it is imperative that the state sets up dog pounds as it has already decided. It is imperative that the state draws up a plan to see the stray dogs present in these institutional areas are removed. The dog catching personnel and vehicles also need to be provided. So, Lordships are right. There is absolutely no detail about
Absolute silence.
Yes, Milos. Now, Milos, for highways, Milos, there is no mention of steps taken in compliance of the order of as regards highways are concerned. Milos, subject to correction from my learned friend because affidavit maybe they may have filed additional affidavit.
Assam even has a problem at particular stretch of rhinos crossing the highway.
Yes, Milos, Lordships
It's a
other
big,
day
big
said
problem.
big
They,
problem.
they of course have planned out a elevated route for that purpose.
Yes, Milos.
That will take some time to come up.
So, Milos, I am not sure. In fact, I was talking to my learned colleague. For if highway there is an ingress, I think the National Highway Authority will have to take care of it.
Highway authority. will.
Yes, and if the
So
state
that mandate is to the states and National Highway Authority only in
Yes.
collaboration with the local bodies.
local body. So the National Highway affidavit says even if I identify there is cattle, I won't be able to remove it. I can only tell the
Collaboration,
state.
collaboration.
Yes, Milos. And the state will then say that I don't have enough capacity to actually take that cattle somewhere. So this is a cycle which will continue until unless they collaborate.
They have a fencing or a metal plating.
That
Yes,
is an
yes.
express highway.
Yes.
Express highway.
That is access controlled expressways. Milos.
Expressways.
That is little elevated also from the normal losses will see that so that but that NHAI Milos may just do a complete. They have made a whole list Milos. Their affidavit has. Therefore, I was requesting learned senior colleague that whenever he wants Milos, he can assist your lordship because this highway stretch in my affidavit
We will hear
is little less captured because if it is possible, that's why I was speaking to him before the hearing Milos. If my learned friend can assist your lordships with that Milos. Now Milos, Assam, if learned colleague is here Milos, he can.
Malaj, with regard to dog pounds and vehicles and the personnels, there are very less number. It's a fact, Malaj. We are
You
in the
not
process
mentioned
of
even a single. Your affidavit is totally silent. Pin drop silence.
Malaj,
Regarding availability of any of these things.
Malaj, Guwahati Municipal Corporation has 4 dog pounds, and the other ones have 1, and one of the municipal corporations does not have any, Malaj. It's a fact. But Malaj, 6 months, I have given it in the affidavit, Malaj. We have taken steps with regard to all the ULBs, urban local bodies, and 6 months have been given to make these dog pounds, Malaj. It's in the process. Also,
What
with
about
regard to
Mr. Roy, the graver concern is regarding absolute lack of manpower. How do you don't have dog handlers, you don't have veterinarians. How will you handle all these things? How will you sterilize the dogs?
Please, Milords. Milords, for that also, 3 months time have been short from this honorable court, Milords. And it's an initiation of process, Milords. 3 months for, hiring all these people.
Yes, Milos.
Can you read the relevant part where
Page it's a bookmarked 147 in your lordships minutes. 147.
And 301.
Yes, item 21 today, Milos.
item 21?
Yes, Milos. It's bookmarked in the lunch break. I just took the help of the courtmaster to bookmark it. Plus, Assam's affidavit runs into 1600 pages, Milos.
Yes,
And
Milords.
we have given no information as such.
I can only say if your lordships are open to see, yes, Justice Anjaria has that.
I will only show, if I can show only one page, my lords, page 151 of my affidavit. It will give information with regard to dog pound, the vehicle, and the personal, my lord. Page
Yes, sir,
151,
very
annexes
good.
C6.
So, Milos, if there's something in between these pages, Milos, please forgive me. So, Milos,
Those are list of nodal officers, my lords, I was provided, so I had to file it, my lords. So it became bulky. my lords.
Lordships, Justice Nath had a question on Assam, Milos.
Yes,
Your Lordships had a question, Milos. Can I answer that?
yes.
Para 6, Milos, is the thing where they have said, Milos, it is submitted that department has issued order with so and so that if you are 50,000 and above, then you will have to set up a dog pound, Milos.
Paragraph 6.
Para 6, Milos. Now, Milos, as para 8 also, Milos. Para 8 is actually the 6-month deadline, Milos, which your Lordships wanted to
Yes,
make,
yes.
Milos.
I wanted to see what have they committed actually.
Yes, Vinod. So first commitment is in the urban local bodies with human population of 50,000, at least one dog pound shelter shall be established within their respective jurisdiction within 6 months. Necessary land identification, preliminary planning has been instituted by ULBs. 3 municipal corporations, namely so and so, so and so, so and so, have undertaken the following measures. Because this talks about immunization. Now, B, Silchar Municipal Corporation has one functional dog pound. Without saying how many dogs are there, how
Can
much
they handle it?
personal, yes, Vinod.
Capacity.
Capacity, whether you are actually, taking the dogs and what have you done to rehabilitate the dogs. The veterinary hospital within the jurisdiction so and so are used as aging centers. Now, let us see, Dibrugarh has one functional animal shelter within municipal corporation limits, without mentioning the manpower, as your lordships observe.
And the capacity, nothing.
Yes, Vinod.
And so look at the statistics of bites. It's astonishing. That is in summary of affidavit filed earlier, number
Yes.
second summary.
Yes, Vinod.
In 24, there were 1,66,000 bites.
Yes,
More than,
yes.
and in 25, only in January, at 20,900.
20,900.
It's shocking.
Yes. Now, personnel is at page number 6, top minutes. 10, para 10, can I read? Because this is respectfully submitted that 3 municipal corporations, so and so, have initiated the process of engaging trained dog catching personnel either through appointment or outsourcing. So, Milos, that is also vague.
Very vague. Very vague.
Municipal corporation had told 12 dog catching personnel, maybe it missed out from my affidavit. Dibrugarh has 6 personnel and capacity shall be expended by adding more people from NGO. Silchar Municipal Corporation shall appoint and train dog catching within a month. So, Milos, lordships can give them 3 months where they can do everything. They can put a plan of action. I need
They
X amount.
don't need 6 months for this.
Yes, Milos, maybe 6 months. Have X amount, whatever are the dog personnel, dog vehicles, dog shelters, whatever is required, Milos. Otherwise, it becomes very difficult, Milos. This affidavit, your lordships will find. Sometimes they refer to ABC centers, sometimes they refer to dog pounds. So, Milos, this clarity has to be there. ABC centers for sterilization.
All right.
Milos, then can I come to Bihar, Milos?
Next, yes.
Yes, because this will take some time. This is something which needs to be done by the state. There are 34 ABC.
Workplace for the state of Bihar.
Manish will be here. There are 34 ABC centers in the state of Bihar. In 19 municipal corporations, there are 22 ABC centers. In 89 municipal must be councils, there are 10 ABC centers. 20,658 dogs have been vaccinated, sterilized. I don't know which period. In Patna Municipal Corporation, 9879 dogs have been sterilized. Each of the 264 municipal bodies have been directed to ensure the presence of at least 4 dog cattle personnel in each municipal corporation, 2 in each municipal council, and 1 in panchayat. So this has to be implemented, Milos. This is they have been directed, so this has to be done. Each of the municipal bodies have been directed to ensure the presence of at least 3 dog catching vehicles in each municipal corporation. Further, there shall be 2 and 1 dog catching vehicle in each municipal council and Nagar Panchayat. So that means it's not there as of now. Therefore, they are saying we want it. Yes,
They intend.
they intend to do it. Yes, Milos. With a letter dated so and so, other directions have been issued. Lordship may just skip that, Milos, not required. Then, Milos, please have the comments, Milos. The daily capacity of daily capacity of sterilization of ABC centers in the state has not been mentioned. It is not clear whether ABC centers are fully functional to utilize the capacity. The state should have done complete audit of the ABC centers and existing personnel and infrastructure and ensured that ABC centers are functioning to full capacity. 20,648 dogs have been sterilized. During which period of time dogs have been sterilized is not indicated. If there are more than 6 lakh dogs in the state, sterilization of 20,000 dogs is totally insufficient. There is no timeline mentioned or implementation plan given by the state as to how it plans to set up more ABC centers to ensure that dogs are sterilized. Until and unless there is a clear plan to set up more ABC centers with sufficient capacity in a town-run manner with adequate personnel, the stray dog population will multiply without check, creating greater strain of resources in the future. Next paragraph, next speaking. The state has stated that the meetings have been held under chairmanship of chief secretary on so and so, where number of decisions have been taken, number of letters have been issued, but on ground, what is the actual improvement in the functioning of existing ABC centers, maximization of resource utilization, and setting up new ABC centers is missing from the affidavit. The government has mentioned about issuance of tenders to take help of NGOs. The progress in this respect is also not mentioned. Then Miller's dog pounds. There are 429 dog pounds in the state having capacity of 455, in which 91 dogs are presently lodged. So obviously it's not being utilized. Each of the 264 municipal bodies have been directed to ensure presence of at least 2 dog pounds in each municipal corporation and 1 in each municipal council and the Nagar Panchayat. Furthermore, municipalities have been directed to ensure construction of separate dog pounds for rabies infected aggressive dog. At present, each municipality will immediately establish a dog pound for stray dogs in Animal and Fishery Resources Department within its jurisdiction and ensure sterilization there. The affidavit of the government at page 44 states that proposals regarding identification of land for setting up dog pounds have been received from 26 out of 32 districts. Thereafter, what steps have been taken and how the state proposes to set up dog pounds with timelines and budgetary proposals has not been indicated by the state government. There is no audit done to see if the existing dog pounds are fully functional so that the existing capacity is fully utilized. Then removal of stray dogs from institutions. In page 22 at page 16 of the affidavit, as I mentioned that the directions have been issued to comply with the directions of this honorable court. As page 22 refers to a letter dated so and so issued by the Director of Primary Education to all district program officers for compliance of directions. The government has issued an order on 21/11/25. Similarly, at para 24, page 21, the Under Secretary of Health Department has issued a letter to the Director, Planning Officer so and so, and an order has been issued which is annexed at 44. Just previous page. Unfortunately, the affidavit does not indicate in how many educational institutions, hospitals, survey/audit has been done to find out whether there is a boundary wall fencing for prevention of ingress of stray dogs. The affidavit does not indicate any audit regarding number of stray dogs present in the educational institution, hospitals, stadiums, bus stand, and what is the implementation plan to remove the stray dogs in the said institution and place them in dog pounds so that children, patients, doctors, users of public are not bitten by stray dogs. Because highways, I would request learned senior to do it. So because these three things, for state, requires to be done, somehow, the state must.
They are all building castles in thin air.
Yes.
Your lordships
That's
are right.
total
I feel bad because I am from that state, so I felt that these are things which the state should come up with.
And none of the states has given the data on how many bites are taking place per year. Assam has given,
Assam has
but
given,
the other
yes.
states, right?
So the pre-IB information, which is a public document, which said there were 30 lakh bites in 2024, and but there is a problem with that, which was indicated.
That is the number of vaccines.
Yes,
It goes
Milos.
with number of vaccine
Yes.
doses.
Yes, so somehow, suppose I have a pet dog,
Yes.
and for some reason the pet dog bites
Bites
me.
me. So you have the same number of vaccines.
Yes, I will go and take a
Sure.
vaccine.
Yes.
Yes. In my apartment, there's a pet dog. If it bites me, I will not take a
There's
chance.
no distinction so far as when
Yes,
vaccination.
yes, correct, So that I will be little reluctant to place that these are actual bites, That's a difficulty,
But then, Mr. Agarwal, generally,
Yes,
pet dog owners get their own dogs vaccinated.
Absolutely,
So it's not necessary that they would go for a rabies vaccine.
It is not necessary.
Nobody takes the risk.
Nobody will take a chance,
Nobody will take a chance.
Nobody, and in fact, if the Safdarjung,
However much you have vaccinated your pet, still
Yes.
there is a bite.
yes, and if there is
And
one,
the doctors would advise you to
yes,
take that
yes,
vaccination.
absolutely, and they'll go the full force, There is no in between.
There are no in between.
There's no in between thing that if a dog is vaccinated, then because if the virus goes to the central nervous system, there is
No saving.
no saving, So therefore, you will immediately rush. So this Safdarjung hospital was set up apparently because some big shot got bitten and realized that there was a huge problem with getting facilities. So he set up a whole dog biting center in Safdarjung hospital. So it's one of the best where we can go. But if your lordships go there on any day, at least 100, 200 people, if by head count, I don't know how many are relatives, how many are people accompanying the people victim. And what happens? Some are children of construction workers. The persons are, the child is there. The both man and woman are both working.
Working child is
Just
absolutely
playing around on the roadside.
Playing around on the roadside.
It works side.
Yes, and he plays with the dog without realizing that it's actually somebody he shouldn't be doing. And therefore, large number of children which was seen, from outside only I could see, but people, who were little children who were actually very poor, who were in the slums or who were in the construction workers. Because anyway, those are things, of another day. Because this Bihar, lordships will consider if the state can come up with real timelines and
hopeless state of affairs.
No, my lord,
No.
I respectful submission. On the first page, we are focusing on the creation of infrastructure. So far as the creation of new ACB centers, we have in the process of issuing tender, we have already 34 ACB centers in all the districts. Tenders are being issued for the modernized with the cost of 1.5 crore each ACB center. So we are for the vehicles, for the staffs, for the veterinarian, for everything, my lord, we are.
How many do you have right now? What is
My
the
lord,
human
the
resource?
figure we have given, my lord.
Statistics, where have you given?
My lord.
If you had given a figure, the amicus would have. written it
34
for-
they have mentioned.
My lord, figure everything.
No, here, manpower, human
Ah,
resource.
Manpower figure has also been given, my lord.
No, so what lordships I was focusing on, you vaccinated 20,000 dogs
Oh, right.
in 34 centers. Now, in
When?
which period? When?
Which
Milas?
period?
And what period? And what is the capacity? Suppose the capacity is 100, you have vaccinated 10. Have you audited that? Why am I vaccinating only or sterilizing only 10? This is what Manisha was pointing out.
Because that is only because of the lack of the infrastructure, my lord. Because now it is putting in place. So the result will definitely be there because I have mentioned that in the time frame.
So when have you started the process of everything?
After 7 November.
After 7th November. Still 2 months have passed.
So I cannot deny because this
2.5
is a fact.
months have passed.
This is a fact for this is fact for every state because after calling your lordships, all the chief secretaries, actually the things have progressed, and this is.
We'll have to call them once again.
No, my lord.
Then they will double it up.
If your lordship give me three months time to all the states, to a state of Bihar, a substantial improvement and result will be before your lordship.
All right.
Yes. Chhattisgarh, can I take please? There are 37 ABC centers in the state of Chhattisgarh. So many
Who
dogs.
appears for Chhattisgarh? Very good.
Yes. Have been sterilized. District-wise details is so and so. Statement to a complete plus. I didn't find any deficiency. So I've just written because 16,000 have been sterilized up to so and so. Statement to a complete audit of the existing ABC centers. What is the maximum capacity? Whether the said capacity is being utilized and whether the personnel are sufficient to carry out sterilization.
This number of sterilization is till date, that is statistics or
Because just give me
the annual one?
That's up to 31st of December.
No, from what time to what time?
Last.
How many
starting
years?
when?
Millards,
Starting point?
Starting 2000, 2005.
November
2010.
25.
yes, that's
November 25.
November 25. Okay. Then it is.
Yes,
it's a
ma'am.
significant figure.
Significant number.
Significant.
Yes,
number.
Manoj. So actually it starts, the counting starts from 16,000 as of October. In 2 months, they have 14,000 additions. So that is there at page 22, Milos, of the affidavit. Milos. Therefore, I could not find that there was any deficiency. They have given a chart.
They have
like
also done a survey of all the institutions also.
this. Yes, Milos.
Yes.
Yes, Milos. And removal and putting them has been, no, that has, they have done the survey, but last, Milos, on the right side, Milos, dogs pounds, can I just, Milos, there are 136 dog shelters with 3634 capacity, and presently there are 157 in the dog shelter. There is no audit done to see if the existing dog pounds are fully functional so that the existing capacity is fully utilized. Whether the said dog shelters would be sufficient to accommodate the dogs removed from the institutional areas is not mentioned. The state should see that there are dog shelters in urban bodies of sufficient capacity so that when dogs are removed from institutional areas, they are not left in the lurch, they are actually housed in the dog shelters.
Your summary doesn't indicate that they have mentioned about the presence of dogs in the institution.
Milos, 157 dogs are there in the shelter, Milos.
No, not the shelter institutions.
Institutions, Milos, institutions, yes, Milos.
They don't say that.
Yes,
there is
Milos,
any
that's why I
dog
was
there.
saying that they have done the survey.
Ah.
The so and so places have been identified, out of which so and so have
They
been.
say that they have secured these
Yes,
institutions,
Milos.
but what about the presence?
Yes, Milos.
And removal?
Removal. So, because presence also can be done. Removal will only happen if you are able to do that dog shelter establishment to say that, all right, in Raipur, I have 3 dog shelters. All dogs removed from these institutions
Are
will be
being
housed
taken
there.
there.
Yes, Milos. So, that is something which 2 and 3 will have to tie up, Milos.
Oh.
So, Milos, highways, I will leave it for my learned senior colleague, Milos.
Yes.
Millards, just one addition, Ross. Apart from that, we have also allocated a budgetary allocation of almost 14 crore Millards, and that we are further in the process of improving the infrastructure also. Millards. So these
All
are
right.
much good.
Plus Goa. Government of Goa runs 7 ABC centers with a capacity of sterilization of 100 dogs per day.
Who appears for Goa?
Oh, we don't have the report.
My lordship, I'm happening for Goa.
All right.
Because here they have given the details. Government of Goa runs 7 ABC centers with capacity of 100 dogs per day. From 2020 onwards, 73151 dogs have been sterilized. State has given details regarding availability of veterinary doctors, dog catching personnel, and dog catching vehicles. From the data given by the state, it appears in 2025, 14,324 dogs were sterilized, which comes to roughly 50 dogs per day. The state needs to examine whether the entire capacity of the ABC centers are being fully utilized, and sustained measures should be taken to sterilize the dogs. Because if you have 7 centers and you're sterilizing only 50 dogs per day, that means you're sterilizing 7 or 8 dogs per center. The state needs to examine whether they are fully utilizing the capacity and whether they have the personnel or not. ULBs have their own dog pound shelters, where remaining ULBs have entered into MOUs with NGOs for management of stray dogs. The 2 ULBs have approached NGOs for execution of a MOU. Further, ULBs presently availing NGO facilities have been proposed establishment of their own dog shelters and are in the process of submitting proposals of the same, including proposals seeking additional funds from the state government in the ensuing financial year. The capacity of dog pounds has not been mentioned in the affidavit. It is imperative that sufficient number of dog pounds are set up so that dogs removed from public institutions, especially from public places like beaches, are permanently housed in the shelters. Because in beaches in Goa, there is this problem in Kerala and Goa, your lordships will keep hearing, where people, including because people who are guests from abroad.
Tourists are being attacked.
Yes, Milos. Now they can't be put back there.
They
So
can't be.
they can't be. Milos. That's one thing which I wanted to highlight when I was there.
And why they throng the beaches? Because there are carcasses of fish flying around. So
Okay.
they are very easy food.
Right, Milos.
They scavenge the leftovers.
Right over.
And also from the shacks.
Yes, shacks, yes.
That's
Milos.
the problem.
Yes.
So
So Goa,
this
yes.
Spora gave us the opportunity to have a first-hand experience.
I was sitting and doing this.
So we were told don't go. They may identify you.
No, Milos, this is something for Goa.
This is really
yes,
very serious.
Yes, Vilas, for Kerala and Goa, they have a whole beach front where 80% of the guests will go. Now, Vilas, if I'm scared of a dog bite, I don't know exactly what is the survey done. Vilas, how many dogs were identified? What is your dog shelter you remove permanently there?
Because ultimately that affects their tourism.
Economy, yes, Vinod.
Economy,
Absolutely. Yes, Vinod. And it shows a bad light to all of us, Vinod. So one violation somewhere else, all of India gets into little. So this called Kerala and Goa lordships will consider this. Therefore, I thought I'll mention this, Vinod.
Yes, Mr. Council of Goa.
Yes, ma'am. I'm definitely the valuable suggestions by learned amicus. I'll take it to the department, and whatever the best can be done will be implemented, Lordship. And specific to beaches, we don't have a particular statistics, but I think it's a dire need to have those in place. So we'll take it forward, Lordship.
All right, next we
Let's
come
come to
to,
Gujarat, Vinod. Page
Gujarat.
16, Vinod. State has indicated that it
who
has
appears for state of Gujarat?
been.
Minutes, I'm appearing minutes.
The state has indicated it is unable to enhance the capacity of ABC centers from 13 as of October 25 to 21 as of December 25. Further, number of dogs sterilized has increased from 96,000 to 4,79,000. Further, 1805 rabies affected aggressive dogs were identified and captured. Further, it has been mentioned that the number of veterinarians has increased from 21 to 25. Dog catching personnel has been increased from 110 to 160. There is a marked improvement in the steps taken for sterilization of dogs. However, the state needs to consider whether it has sufficient capacity to house dogs removed from institutional areas in compliance of the order of this honorable court. Similarly, the state needs to examine whether there are sufficient cattle pounds or animal shelters available in the state for keeping stray cattle which are removed. Because since ABC centers, there was compliance, it doesn't find a mention in my thing. Only dog pounds, I was requesting the state, if they can identify dog pounds, what is the capacity, whether they have the personnel in all, because Gujarat has large number of these cities which will have, which will require dog pounds.
Educational hubs.
Yes, Milos, absolutely. So therefore, Milos, if the state can enlighten the court on this, and if they come with a plan for dog pounds, Milos, it will be helpful, Milos. Now, Milos, I'll just skip highways. Milos, come to institution. It has got little flipped. 1,13,000 institutions have been identified by the state government. 3,106 institutions have taken measures to prevent ingress of stray dogs. 8,420 institutions have been inspected by the local authority. 113 dogs have been caught. The concerned departments have identified the institutions under their respective administrative control and have implemented preventive and remedial measures to restrict the ingress and movement of stray dogs within such premises. These measures include inter alia strengthening and securing compound walls and entry gates. Milos, these are very generic. If your lordship's permit, I'll skip that and come to my comments, Milos, at page 16 bottom. What is important is the removal of stray dogs from educational institutions. That is, educational institutions, bus stops, etc. Perhaps the state may not have appropriate infrastructure to house and look after the stray dogs, which are caught from the institutional areas. Therefore, state of Gujarat may examine this aspect of the matter as to how it proposes to remove the stray dogs from institutional areas and how it proposes to
But
look
they don't give any indication of any dog pounds at all.
to my best of reading, no, subject to what Dipanvita says, Milos. Just one
Well,
second.
Malas, in fact, I sought instructions for that, my lords.
Hmm.
What I was told is that so far as the ABC centers are concerned, my lords, there are separate kennels in those ABC centers itself where these dogs are kept, my lords. And there are specific, my lords, two pounds, my lords, in Ahmedabad, my lords, where
Hmm.
the ferocious dogs are kept. But so far as the infrastructure is concerned, my lords, we are in the process of creating more such animal pounds, my lords, or shelters where the
Hmm.
dogs can be equally distributed and kept, my lords. And for the time being, in the ABC centers, there is earmarked kennels where they are kept, my lords.
How many?
Number, dog kennel can't keep more than a dog, one
One
or
dog.
two individuals. Not
My
more
lords,
than-
for the time being, that is being done, my lords. But we are in the process of creating much more infrastructure, my lords, because 60 crore budget has been sanctioned for this year and 75 crores for the next year, my lords. So we are in the process of creating much more infrastructure so that we can keep all these shelters where the dogs can be kept, my lords.
Very well.
Milos,
You don't need permanent structure
Yes.
for these, only generally
My lords, my lords may take it from me, my lords. We are in the process.
grill kind of
Yes,
things.
correct.
That would be sufficient.
Like how we keep cattle, Milos.
Please, my lords. My lords, we are in the process, my lords.
ABC centers cannot permanently house dogs. They can be. I'm not saying no. You can have one part which may have, but what was perhaps contemplated, subject to correction, Milos, was that you can keep 100, 200 dogs, which because you don't want to release them.
Yes.
And they will be there for 3-4 years, subject to natural life
The lifespan. Yes.
lifespan. Milos. Some may last 3 years, some
Because as the states are saying, some of them have said there are 100 dogs in the institution.
Yes.
Some have said 70, 40.
yes, Milos.
You don't need very large infrastructure for
Yes, Milos. So
And as you said, you can't release them in the same locations like beaches.
beaches, yes.
Then
Milos.
you will have to have them in a good place where they are taken care of properly.
Yes, Milos. So if you have 100 to begin with, suppose you
Yes.
say 100, I need X amount of land temporarily and 10 people, you should have that. Say I'll set up 100 each. If 100 is filled, you can think of more.
You can think of more.
Yes, Milos. You can't just say, oh, I need 200. And
No, you don't need that. Because ultimately with the sterilization and vaccination,
Yes,
the
Milos.
population otherwise will go down.
Go down. Yes,
You don't
Milos.
need to have.
Yes, so you don't need to acquire
Exorbitant-
land, you need to set up
exorbitant
permanent
infrastructure,
infrastructure. I don't think so. So therefore, Milos, the state can just examine that.
Yes,
They have
yes.
got overburdened thinking, oh, we need this kind of permanent
You don't need-
infrastructure,
you don't need-
which will going to last a lifetime. It is not like that, Milos.
Not at all. That's
Yes,
what
Milos.
my lord was just
Yes,
observing.
Milos. That's exactly needs to be thought by the states like that, Milos.
And they can take places on lease license.
These license,
rent
yes.
Or whatever.
Yes, Milos, yes.
And for the time being, open spaces could be utilized.
Yes, Milos.
taking it in lease and paying good rent.
Correct, Milos.
Thereafter, wind up everything up.
Wind up after
5-10 years.
Yes, Milos. And they need to hire personnel on permanent basis. They can outsource it. They can say, have dog feeding personnel. They can have one veterinarian visiting 5 dog ABC centers. You can be attached to the dog pound.
Yes, yes.
So you don't need to create additional posts because immediately government start doing maths, Milos.
Yeah,
That I need 1 more veterinarian, I need 4 more
That
employees.
is how the government doesn't work. Government works by multiplication.
Yes, Milos. That's yes. Lordships are right, Milos.
For one problem, there have to be three It's too many witches, as they say.
Yes, my lords.
So they go for that only.
Yes,
That
but
is
so
the
I had
formula.
two conferences with chief secretaries of Orissa and Karnataka. They asked for it, saying, please guide us. I said, I have no difficulty because I am as an officer of the court. So they don't have to set up permanent structures. They don't have to create posts. They don't have to have a recruitment.
Precisely. That misconception has to be done away.
Yes, my lords.
Precisely.
Yes, Manoj. So Lordship will just keep that as mind. Manoj. Haryana, I'm not sure if somebody is here. If they're here, I can take
Why, if
it.
they filed an affidavit, there must be somebody.
Yes, Manoj, there must be.
Who applies for state of Haryana?
Somewhere,
Samar Vijay Singh.
somewhere.
Mr. Samar Vijay Singh. Yes. State of Haryana?
Office of Samar. That's okay.
That's all right. Yes.
53 municipalities have engaged agencies for catching, tagging, sterilization, immunization, vaccination, and deworming of stray dogs. 23 municipalities are in the process of engagement of agencies. 39310 dogs have been sterilized, vaccinated, dewormed, and released back to the same area from which they were picked up between 1st January to 30th November. The affidavit lacks information as to the capacity of ABC centers and whether an audit has been done to ensure that all ABC centers in the state have necessary infrastructure and personnel to fully utilize the capacity. It is suggested that full details regarding all ABC centers, their capacity, whether they are fully utilizing the capacity for the dog sterilization should be placed before this court to ensure that ABC rules are being complied with. The state should ensure that ABC centers are working to full capacity. It is mentioned that 23 municipalities are in process of engagement of agencies. The said statement is vague without any timelines. The chart at page 28 shows that the district Bhiwani, there were no sterilizing during the last 11 months. In Jhajjar, there were only 15 sterilizations. In Kaithal, 144. In Mahendragarh, 4. In Kurukshetra, 199. In Rewari, 0. In Noor, 32. In Palwal, 0. Yamunanagar, 54. Therefore, it is clear that in large number of districts, there have been absolutely no implementation of the ABC program by the state government. Now, Milos, therefore, this aspect they need to completely tell your lordship, Milos. Relocation. Milos, this is a large summary, Milos. I can just omit it and come to the right side, Milos, because they have given some details, Milos. 20 municipalities are in new dog shelters, etc. They said that your observation in the last note was incorrect. Rohtak actually has 2, you have mentioned one. So I have captured all this. On the right side, Milos, the state needs to ensure that all dog shelters, pounds are fully functional and has sufficient resources, manpower to house the stray dogs. As the said dog pound should be required to house the dogs which are picked up from the institutional area. So this again, Milos, the state can do an audit and tell your lordship that yes, we have taken care to see that these dog pounds are sufficiently manned. Now, Milos, this is educational institutions, etc. I would just like to stress upon page 20. School Education Department has identified 14,267 government schools. So schools have pakka boundaries with gate. In 10 schools, the boundary is fenced with wires and no boundary wall is there in 219 schools. Further, in 935 schools, there is partial boundary wall and in 67 boundary walls are under construction. To complete the work, in all schools where there is no proper boundary wall, funds will be provided during financial year 26-27 to complete the work. Because schools have been a focus, so I put schools, because those are things which they are prone to. A survey has been carried out regarding availability of boundary wall, fencing, and other safeguards in all government-aided government society institutions, state institutions of engineering and technology, and technical universities. Wherever deficiencies have been found, instructions have been issued to the concerned to take corrective measures in a time-bound manner. In 15 district sports complexes, stadia are properly fenced by way of boundary walls and gates. In 7 districts, the main gate and the boundary walls are broken. Therefore, same are being repaired. The repair work will be completed in 3 months. Transport Department has identified 105 bus stops in 22 districts. All bus stands are properly fenced by boundary walls. Boundary walls and gates are available in 654 health facilities. In 20 health facilities, the boundary walls and gates will be provided within 6 months. Each of 8 medical college campuses have proper boundary walls with gates to prevent ingress of stray animals. Now, Milos, lordships will find missing about identification of stray dogs, catching of stray dogs, and removal, Milos. The affidavit does not indicate whether steps have been taken to remove the stray dogs from the said institutional areas to the dog shelters so that dog bites in such institutional areas like educational institutions can be avoided. Dog pounds in the state have capacity of more than, Milos, it's wrong, it's 2,000 dogs. 0 is wrong, Milos. 2,000 dogs. So there should be no reason to delay removal of stray dogs from institutional areas and put them in dog pounds. Because Haryana is a small state, you can transfer from one district to
somewhere
another.
else.
Yes, Milos. So this is aspect, Milos, the state can address both on ABC centers and this institutional areas. Milos, highways, I will leave it to Milos, my learned senior colleague. Now, Milos, Himachal, sorry.
Yes.
I will take instructions. I will take instructions.
You will take instructions and file a better affidavit.
Yes, Lordship.
Because
You will get appropriate directions in the order.
your affidavit is totally silent about what you have done to remove the dogs from the institution.
I will take instructions.
You have to.
Milos, Himachal, Milos.
Himachal Pradesh. Who appears for the state of Himachal Pradesh? Huh?
Abhishek Gautam.
No.
He is there through video conferencing? No.
Okay, I'll just send somebody to look. Can I then skip and go to the next one?
No, no, you continue.
All. 6 municipal corporations have ABC centers. Remaining municipal corporations, that is Baddi and Palampur, will establish ABC centers by 31st December 25. The rest of the urban local bodies will connect with 9 ABC centers on cluster basis. It is also decided that rural department may establish ABC centers at block level on cluster basis. At present, dog catchers are there only in few municipal corporations. It was decided that the rest of the ULBs would have dog catching on requirement basis. There are 7 dog catching vehicles in 5 municipal corporations. Rest of the ULBs will hire dog catching vehicles on requirement basis. Affidavit does not disclose whether an audit has been done on the existing ABC centers to ensure that they have required infrastructure and personnel to carry out the ABC program to full capacity. It is suggested that the existing ABC centers may be brought to full capacity. Without dog catching personnel and dog catching vehicles, there is no purpose to be achieved by having ABC centers.
Because ultimately, even if you have to adopt CNVR,
Yes, Milos.
then also you have to capture the dog.
Capture
once,
the dog.
Bring him to the center.
Yes, Milos.
Keep the dog has to be kept for 3 or 4 days.
Yes, Milos. Minimum 4 days.
4 days.
Yes, Milos.
So you, unless you have the
Personnel, Milos.
personnel, how do you do?
Yes, Milos. They will say, yes, Milos.
One vehicle for one corporation, how does it work?
Yes, Milos. If it breaks down, the driver doesn't come, that's end of the story, Milos. Your whole people who are waiting to sterilize dogs will be just waiting there because there'll be no dogs which will come, Milos. So therefore, Milos, that's exactly what I keep stressing. It has to be an audit. That what is, how many surgeries can
What
you
is-
do?
Yes.
I can do 10 surgeries a day because I have a capacity of say 40 dogs to be kept. So I'll do 10 a day and
10
keep
a day,
replacing
yes.
because I have 40 dogs.
By
One,
rotation, yes.
yes,
Right.
one veterinarian I have 2 semi-veterinarian. If I need 10 surgeries, I'll need at least 2 or 3 dog catching personnel who will catch 10 dogs or 12 dogs. And that vehicle, so that assessment, Milos, your lordships will not find in any of these affidavits is what Milos says. That's why I keep saying the audit is not done to exactly figure out what is the capacity and etc. So Milos, just quickly, Milos, relocation center, 2 municipal corporations have dog shelters. The municipal corporations who do not have their own building land already started work of construction may establish dog shelters. Remaining 74 may create dog shelters in their own existing buildings. The exact capacity of dog shelters and the personnel available to look after the dogs has not been mentioned. Timelines are taken to set up dog shelters so that dogs removed from institutional areas are kept in a proper manner. Now, Milos, so 23, the left part I will skip, Milos. Can I just come to the suggestion, Milos? There is no identification of number of stray dogs present in the institutional areas. There is no plan of action for removal of the stray dogs from those areas. In absence of dog shelters, perhaps it may not be possible for the state to carry out directions of this honorable court. Hence, it is important that dog shelters be set up to begin with in bigger cities having number of educational institutions and hospitals so that dogs from those institutional areas can be rehabilitated in the dog shelters. The government may be directed to do a complete audit of the fencing of the boundary wall available in educational institutions and hospitals to ensure that the ingress of stray dogs is minimized to the extent possible. Now, Milos, I'll skip highways. Milos, Jharkhand affidavit, your lordships will just take, Milos, it's serial 163 on your lordship's file, Milos.
But this has given a very large number of sterilization and everything. Jharkhand?
So sterilization is less, vaccination is different from,
No, and 1,89,525 were sterilized.
we're vaccinated, Milos.
No,
And
1,11,000.
sterilized. Yes, sterilized. Milos, which period is not clear, Milos. Therefore, Milos, just have.
Post the judgment.
Post judgment you have done so
Post
much.
judgment. Yes, Milos, lordships.
I don't believe this.
Milos, that's
Fake
exactly.
figure.
Not possible.
That's,
They can't have
that's
that.
why I said, please have the
Nobody
affidavit. I have
nobody
taken
can
on
have
the
this
effort to, yes, Milos, that's exactly, that's what I'm wondering, Milos. Milos,
The index serial number?
Milos, serial number 163, Milos. Courtmaster sir. Milos, actually this affidavit, Milos, it needs to be really looked into, Milos, because
It's the most fancy affidavit.
Milos, and it's,
देख रहे हैं सर आप।
21, Milos. Serial, today serial number 27. Serial number 163, Milos.
ठीक है
Serial number one.
got it got it
वो 147 पे था।
Milos, can I read from the affidavit itself, Milos? Because
The 5-page affidavit.
5-page affidavit and Milos, first 2 pages is just quotation of your lordship's direction. So Milos,
That they understand.
yes, Milos.
That's what they indicated.
Yes, Milos. So that it's clear that I have not made a mistake, Manoj. So I was surprised if 189 can be done in Jharkhand. Because therefore
Why
one
don't you
needs-
do dog free then?
should be,
Should be dog-free.
Because I don't know, because I have my doubts. My learned friend will
Yes, yes.
explain it to your lordships in. how
Post
many
judgment of this honorable court on 7/11/25,
Yes.
dogs vaccinated is 1,11,000 and
11,000.
dogs sterilized is 1,89,000.
Yes,
Is that correct, Ms. Langer?
Lords, that's what the affidavit says, my lords. In fact, my lords, actually it should have been maybe put differently because, my lords, till November, there were 29,441.
491.
Goes up
My lords,
into
and
six
this was,
figures.
this was,
in
this
2
was
months.
filed in, January, my lords. So, my lords, this has to be the, subtracted after 29.
Although even if
Like,
it's 1.9,000, still it is 1,60,000.
Please, my lords,
60,000.
this is, my lords, what the state has, my lords.
What is your human resource statistics? Tell us.
Please, my lords.
What is the statistics of your human
Resource
resources?
available.
My lords,
What do you have?
Please, my lords, that was given in the previous affidavit, my lords of.
Please read out.
31st. My lords, I'll read that, my lords. It is the 31st October affidavit reads, my lords, I'll just read that paragraph. That it is submitted across that 49 municipalities within the state. There exists a total of 12 pounds and a further 50 kennels have been established which are fully functional. There are 17 veterinarians and 11 cage vehicles which have been dedicated for the purpose of catching stray dogs for immunization and sterilization. The Urban Development and Housing Department of Jharkhand has requested so and so to provide a further number of 48 catching vehicles, my lords. So this is, my lords, that was the figure given as far as the pounds and the veterinarians. my
So
lords.
you have got 7 vehicles,
No, my lords, we have 11 cage.
11
vehicles.
cages. How many vehicles?
11 cage vehicles.
Cage vehicles.
Please, my lords.
So one cage vehicle can catch how many dogs in a day? Just give us your
Because, sometimes those,
your
my lords, the cage
most
vehicles
liberal estimate.
was probably around, maybe around 7 to 10 in maybe one.
Per
round,
day.
Per,
Per day.
per round.
Per
my
trip.
lords, in
Per
case.
trip, all right. So assuming 10 trips, 70 in one vehicle,
Please, my lords.
700. Lakh 89,000.
My lords, it has to be subtracted, my lords, by that, I think.
Even if you subtract it is
1,50,000.
1,60,000.
1,50,000, my lords, yes. my lords.
60,000.
Practically
One-
impossible.
60 plus 29 is
Please,
89.
Yeah, 1 lakh around, my lords,
Yes.
1 lakh 7, yeah, 1 lakh.
Absolutely
60,000.
fussed up figures. Sorry.
My lords, I'll ask them to furnish the.
Please have the other parts, Manoj. Other parts of.
Also interesting.
Yes, please read it. It is humbly submitted that a long-term plan has been prepared to implement each and aspect of the judgment and the compliance of animal birth control. It is submitted that long-term plan would require huge financial burden and inter-department cooperation. Thus, a draft cabinet note has been prepared and consent of all departments has been taken. Approval of competent authority is given in anticipation of final approval of the cabinet proposal. It is most respectfully submitted that it has been proposed that the Department of Agriculture so and so will supply adequate number of dog catching vehicles to every urban local bodies. It is most humbly submitted that in compliance of direction of this honorable court, it has been proposed to appoint a director so and so as nodal officer. Then list of members. It is submitted that Department of Health Education has been directed to ensure sufficient stock of vaccines. Lordship, skip it. I am not concentrated on vaccine. Then Urban Development Department has been directed to establish one ABC compliant in each municipal area and each division of state for which state has a timeline of 3 months.
Please, my lords.
There is admitted that 49 municipalities have a dedicated grievance redressal mechanism. Lordship may skip it. The state has stated undertaken sterilize in every vicinity, railway station, etc. So there is no compliance of institutional areas, fencing, removal of stray dogs, dog pounds.
Well, we've asked
None
for
of it is
3
there.
months to comply with.
All right, all right.
Yes.
You will get appropriate directions.
Please.
Because
Next.
Karnataka minutes. There are 96 ABC centers in the state with capacities to sterilize 1170 dogs per day and capacity is fully utilized. 100% of available kennel capacity at ABC centers is currently being used. An aggregate additional 600 kennel capacity to conduct ABC program for existing dog population in 3 corporations of Greater Bangalore area, GBA is Greater Bangalore area, and shelter space to house 50 rabbit in each corporation of GBA is required. So the state has identified that. The state will endeavor to achieve maximum sterilization in 1 year. The state submits that acknowledges that the existing ABC centers are not sufficient to sterilize all the dogs. Have invited tender to engage agency for ABC programs, which will be completed in next 3 months. The state has provided total sterilization data at page 28. That is 1,26,000 dogs have been sterilized from 1st January
Yes.
22 to 6/11.
No, that
25.
appears-
That is realistic, sir.
That's what I thought, was it 3 years, but this is much less. The total stray dog population in GBA is 2,79,000. So and so has been sterilized, and this 1.69 are yet to be sterilized. A year-wise table has been
It
provided.
takes them 3 years to sterilize that number of dogs.
Yes, my lord.
So ultimately, at the end of 3 years, the population would have grown.
Yes, my lord. That's
Can't
why-
reduce.
Yeah, can't reduce. So therefore, these figures are, now state government may be directed to comply with its undertaking to set up additional ABC centers and dog pounds to house stray dogs, which have to be kept in the shelter as per directions of this honorable court. Because I had a video conference with them. So they said that we'll require this timeline. So I've extracted it. So they said we will set up these centers, three in Bangalore. And then they will say they will engage ABC program in the next 3 months. So these two timelines are in the affidavit.
This is the only state probably which has given the number of stray dogs in the institution.
Yes, my lords. Yes, my lords. Correct.
And this is a very valuable suggestion,
Yes.
or a valuable kind of this app which they have pointed out in the NHI issue.
Yes, my lords. That's what learned.
Rajmarg Yatra app,
Yes, my lords.
which is a dedicated helpline number also,
Yes, my lords.
and linked with the state helpline number.
Right, my lords.
That is significantly.
Yes, my lord. That NHI has written letters, I think, subject to correction from sir. Yes. So I left it to the colleague, Milos. Now, as far as Milos, for Bangalore stray dogs from institutions, Milos, page 28, Milos. For Greater Bangalore area, in respect of GB, a total of 5 so-and-so institutions have identified in 5 corporation jurisdiction. 505 institutions do not have fence, compound walls, etc. to prevent ingress of dog. Total of 2696 stray dogs have been identified in these institutions. It is humbly submitted that dog shelter for certain areas have been established, where work orders to establish additional dog centers will be issued and execution will be done in 3 months. The state has requested for additional 3 months' time to implement the directions of this honorable court. Plus 28, I'll just come back to my observations.
Yes.
It is observed that although stray dogs at institutions have been
You
identified.
don't say single being picked up,
Yes, my lords.
not even a single.
Yes, my lords. So, my lords, I think these dog shelters are part of ABC centers, etc. So that may be the possibility, my lords, which I am not able to
But
decide.
they have not picked up any, not a single stray from the institutions.
It is missing,
Your
my
affidavit
lords.
say is silent on that.
Yes, my lords.
What do you say?
You are appealing for state of Karnataka?
Yes, my lord, I appear for state of Karnataka. My lord, am I audible to my lord?
Yes, Mr. Chadha, you are audible.
Lord, we will place on record my
All
instruction.
these affidavits which we find are completely vague and without any specific information and no honest commitment, we are passing strong strictures against the government.
My lord, with respect, we have tried very hard. We have sent it to all the institutions.
For all the states.
We have put on record also what we have sent to the institutions. I'm happy
Make
to.
it at least honest and specific. You just can't, make vague statements
No,
and say
Lord,
that
we have-
India is doing this
My
and
lord,
that.
express instructions were not to put anything that was not sure. We were not sure of what figures had been picked up from the institutions after having sent the direction.
You should have said if you have not been able to collect the information, we will require some further time to get the information and place it on record. Instead of writing anything and everything you like.
My lord, we have not.
Take an eyewash in presence of the court, Mr. Chadha.
No, my lord, we have identified the institutions, the number of institutions, and we have appointed the nodal officers. It has taken time. We have not said, my lord, in fairness, my lord, we'll see para 25. We have not,
Examine all that. Yes.
my lord, we have not said anything. Also, my lord, we would like to place on, the chief secretary has instructed me that we would like to place on record our appreciation for the learned amicus who made time for us, and he gave us a substantial amount of time to help us do this. Any shortcomings are ours and not on account of anything else. The
No,
amicus
this is what we are saying is for all the states, not only for Karnataka. All the states who have put in all these vague averments in their affidavits, total eyewash, will be getting a proper dressing down. Yes. Next.
Plus Kerala, my lords. So only, I think only some few states are on the number of them. Kerala. The meeting was convened on 29 by the Chief Secretary and so by Principal Secretary, in which various decisions were taken, which are mentioned in pages 3 to 5. It was mentioned that the action in underway, the government has decided to establish new permanent and portable ABC centers on cluster basis. government is facing severe protest in establishment of ABC centers for mass sterilization. For example, an ABC center was set up in Kopalam in Kannur, where around 77 dogs underwent sterilization, but soon protests emerged, citing it will affect the safety of surroundings. As a result, the center could not resume functioning. The government has decided to set up ABC centers in each block panchayat. Rupees 2 crores has been earmarked in the state budgets for 25-26 for starting 7 more portable ABC units. State has mentioned about expansion of ABC centers in 6 places and 4 places where new centers can be set up, namely so and so. There are only 2 dog ponds functioning in the state. The revenue department and the local self department are in the process of finding land for more shelters. Plus, my comments are affidavit of the state government regarding capacity augmentation and new ABC centers is insufficient and is a mere reiteration of the earlier affidavit which was filed in October 25. Not much seems to have taken place to assess the functioning of ABC centers and the maximum capacity utilization. The state should do a complete audit of all ABC centers to figure out exactly how the ABC centers are functioning, what are the difficulties, how best the capacity can be enhanced to ensure sterilization of stray dogs. The government's decision to set up new ABC centers should be implemented in time-bound manner with details as to how many new centers are to come up and where, and that the state would provide necessary resources to set up these centers with personnel. Similarly, the state is non-committal on establishing on more dog pounds. There is no plan of action and a vague statement has been made that they are looking for land. Because that's why I said that the land requirement is not for acquisition. They can take something on lease or something. Because
They have their own vacant spaces, the state government's land.
All state has enough land available with them,
yes, Milos.
With the
with the
steel
local
wire, steel
bodies.
cages, that's
Yes,
all.
that's all, Milos. Yes,
Simple
absolutely, Milos. Then Milos, page
wire mesh, that's all. They don't
That's
need
right.
some any permanent structures for that.
Yes, Milos. Now, Milos, page 31. I'll skip national highways and state highways. Come to removal of stray dogs from institutional areas. Chief Secretary of Kerala conducted a high-level meeting with concerned secretaries and head of department and issued directions for the compliance of the instructions of this honorable court. A direction has been issued to designate noble officers in each department to keep the institutions free from stray dogs and initiate step for fencing the institutions which are currently not fenced. Instructions has also been given to district collectors to conduct inspection once in 3 months. As the reported data out of identified 24255 institutions, 2872 have fencing oblique compound walls. There is no data regarding survey.
10%. Only 10%.
Yes, Milos. There is no data regarding survey of institutional areas to find out the stray dog population in the said institutional area. The state affidavit is silent regarding the steps taken to remove the stray dogs from the said institutions. The state may be directed to file a comprehensive affidavit regarding the removal of stray dogs from the institutional areas and other public spaces as directed by this honorable court.
Otherwise also this fencing business or the boundary wall business,
Milos.
every institution is supposed to be fenced
Yes,
for not only for safety from dogs,
yes,
from any other kind of eventuality.
yes, correct. Milos.
If you have an educational institution where girls are studying, you allow access to anyone to pass through the institution.
Yes, Milos.
How that is acceptable?
So actually
For the safety of their own property.
Own property also,
Property and,
property.
the-
It will be amenable to theft and so many more things.
right. So bus shelters, because I find it little difficult
Yeah,
to
bus-
fence.
Bus shelters are very
Yes,
difficult.
yes.
Railway stations.
Railway stations are difficult,
Difficult.
but as far as hospital and educational institutions,
Hospitals need to be
yes, so they should.
secured by way of a boundary wall.
Yes, Milos. The district education officer should say, I have a X number of institutions. Why are fenced? This is the requirement to fence. Then please send us ABC requirements to be fencing. Milos. This is how the state should have done this exercise. So it is not something which is being said out of the world that some new thing has to be done. The education officer will inspect and know
Has to
immediately.
be there. Whenever you set up a school,
Yes,
you have to ensure that there is a boundary wall.
boundary wall.
You
Yes,
just can't accept a school
yes, Milos.
which is accessible to everything from all sides.
The state of Madhya Pradesh, ABC centers. Currently, ABC activities are being conducted in only 14 districts and directions have been passed to expand ABC activities to district level. ULBs across the state and keeping in view the requirements of ABC centers in various centers. 5 ABC centers shall be established in major cities as Bhopal and Indore, 3 ABC centers each in Gwalior, Jabalpur and Jain, and at least 1 ABC center in other district headquarters. So, because this timeline is not there, the subject to what Minal says.
My lords, in our directions which we have issued to commissioner and CMOs, we have asked them to complete it within 6 months' time ideally.
Okay.
That is indicated in 22nd December communication, which is annexed with my affidavit, my lords.
It is further direct.
Ideally, it should be done and also how the finances would be arranged, that is also indicated in the said letter.
It is further directed that 5 shelter homes each shall be established in the municipal corporations of Indore, Bhopal, Gwalior and Ujjain, 3 shelter homes in each other municipal corporation and 2 shelter homes in each urban local body of district headquarters. During 2025, 80,000 dogs have been sterilized. Regarding establishment of separate dog ponds for housing aggressive, rabid and dangerous dogs, necessary administrative and policy directions have already been issued to the concerned departments and ULBs to examine, identify the plan of creation of such dedicated facilities at appropriate locations. The state further submits that since establishment of dog ponds involve identification of land, creation of isolation and quarantine facilities, veterinary supervision and financing provisions, the matter is being undertaken in phased and time-bound manner, and the state assures this court that adequate number of dog ponds will be established across the state in a reasonable time. It is humbly submitted that the state government will be directed to implement the decisions taken on 22nd December regarding setup of ABC centers in major cities in the state and setting up of animal shelter homes. No specific timeline, but my learned colleague says it's 6 months, so Lordship may take that it's 6 months minutes. The state may be directed to take firm decisions with an implementation plan. Now, Lordship may skip highways, Lordship may come to institutions at page 35. State government has identified 5,000 government schools, 8,000 private schools, 720 government hospitals, 1916 private hospitals, 76 medical colleges, 440 health centers, 274 sports complexes, 352 bus shelters, so and so, and 149 railways. Details of identified institutions can be found at so and so page. Steps have been taken to secure the educational premises with boundary walls. For institution and the higher education department, boundary walls will have to be constructed in 260 colleges, while construction is still required in 250 remaining colleges. For institution under the school department, boundary wall has been constructed in so and so, while rest is still without boundary walls. Out of a total 11,000 health institutions, 7,267 are still lacking boundary walls. Work remaining therein that has been initiated and completed. What seems to be missing is the effort to catch the stray dogs in such institutions and put them in dog shelters. Perhaps lack of availability of dog shelters may be the reason. The affidavit provides that the state government has come with the SOP forming various committees for removal and non-release of stray dogs found in identified premises. However, there is no information or data on number of stray dogs actually caught, removed from identified institutions and put in shelters.
Yes, Ms. Shelkar.
My lords, so far as putting them in, because there is a
Catching.
scarcity. Catching, my lords, we are sterilizing and we are doing everything, but catching to that extent is not happening because we do not have enough shelter home. So
Where
we
have
do
you
not.
mentioned about the capacity?
My lords,
Affidavit is silent about the capacity and how many are there already?
Plus 12 dog shelter homes are there with capacity of around 750 dogs. 475 have already been rescued and been put them there.
You have mentioned this in your
My
affidavit.
lords, I have taken instructions after the note.
Still, it's not up to the mark, still not up to the capacity. The capacity of about 300 still remains.
Still, my lords, that work is going on, my lords. The correct figure, my lords, I will point it out, my lords, by way of an additional affidavit. But it's only because of the shortage of shelter home we are not able
Don't
to.
need homes. That's what we are saying time and again. Very well. Yes, Mr.
Maharashtra. At page 6, the Department of Urban Development has given a status report of ABC centers, the capacity of centers, number of dogs vaccinated, number of dog shelters, manpower available in 29 municipal corporations and 395 municipal councils. The data is compiled at pages 63 to 80. Various municipal corporations have floated tenders for appointment of agencies to conduct animal birth control programs. They have also applied to Animal Welfare Board for approval inspection, which is pending with AWVI. The municipal corporations have issued advertisements for appointment of veterinarians. The Additional Chief Secretary, Urban Welfare Department has taken a review of ABC centers in the state through personal visits and through review meetings. Because this is my mistake. It has not been possible for the undersigned to decipher the data and figure out the capacity of ABC centers, whether the personnel are sufficient, whether the capacity utilization is proper or not. Though the Additional Chief Secretary has personally traveled and taken stock of the infrastructure centers, considering that state of Maharashtra is a big state in terms of area, it may be perhaps advisable that all existing ABC centers should be fully audited to ensure that the capacity is fully utilized, the deficiency should be identified, and time-bound steps taken to ensure that there is no optimum utilization of the available resources and further augmentation of the dog sterilization infrastructure. The state should see where all ABC centers are required and give a timeline of setting up new centers. So, these two aspects, the state can do, because this data is so big. It is unable. I am unable to decipher it. So that's why I have written very candidly. And my learned colleague and I will not be able to assist your lordships until the state says I have ABC centers, I said Nagpur, it is functioning to 40 capacity and I need more center there or not. Because this is something which is required to be done by the state. Now, highway, I'll skip. Removal of dogs from institutional areas. Page 37. Affidavit from page 142 onwards give details regarding removal of stray dogs from various institutional areas. In medical institutional, in all government medical colleges, there were 269 dogs, out of which 98 were removed. In dental colleges, 8 dogs have been removed. In the higher education department, there were 715 stray dogs, but number of dogs shifted to institutional areas has not been mentioned. For technical institutions, there were 1154 stray dogs, out of which 351 has been shifted. Insofar as sport department is concerned, it is mentioned that there are 312 dogs in the institutional area and 6 have been shifted to dog shelters. The affidavit mentions in the school education department, it has been stated that there were 162,342 dogs, out of which 16,000 have been removed to permanent shelter. The state has made an effort in locating stray dog population in various educational institutions and government medical colleges and hospitals, including dental hospital. The population of stray dogs seems to be huge, running into more than 1 lakh. Perhaps due to lack of adequate resources for keeping the stray dogs after sterilization and vaccination, it may be that the authorities are not in a position to remove the stray dogs. In this view of the matter, it is suggested that the state government may consider setting up of dog pounds and dog shelters in all municipal corporations and large municipal councils, so that stray dogs from medical colleges, hospitals, educational institutions can be permanently kept there after due sterilization and
There's
vaccination.
no any details of sterilization, etc.
No, it is there in that chart, Milos, which I am unable to
Okay, you are
decipher.
not able to decipher.
Milos, this chart.
The number is so huge, and because of the different districts, and so we tried to get the number from each district, each taluka wise also we have given the numbers. So number is very large. It is an ongoing process.
This could have calculated, your officers could have calculated and given us the details.
Lordship, it's in the chart.
So this chart looks
Page
like this,
52.
Milos. So I'm unable to decipher anything.
You need AI for this.
Yes, Milos.
Lordship, one more thing which is not in the affidavit, we have created a dashboard and everything is compiled and updated to the dashboard. So now it's in process. In a month or so, it will be showing the real-time number of dog bites, rabies cases, vaccinations, and sterilization, shifting of dogs to the shelters, everything. Everything.
You prepared a dashboard?
Yes, I have. Lordship, I have a small note also of my affidavit. On the last page, the dashboard screenshot is there. So it has dog population.
And how much time will you be able to make it functional?
Lordship, it's in process. My oral instructions are within a month. We are compiling the data and we are trying to evolve a system that everybody from each district can update the data. So
Access has to be given to the
yes,
stakeholders.
so everybody can update the data district wise or division wise, so that it will be updated regularly. So dog population, ABC centers, dog shelters, rabies deaths, dog bite cases, health centers, veterinary centers. And if there are some more suggestions from Learned Amicus,
centers should indicate what is the capacity, how much have you done in a week or monthly basis. So then, and where all it is required, if they are far off and they are not in major cities, is there a requirement for more? That will have to be linked up.
But at least this is
Yes, it's a good beginning. Yes,
It's a good beginning dashboard.
Yes, Manoj.
This perhaps can be emulated by other states also.
Yes, Manoj. It can be, and you can have a district-wise reporting mechanism that in this month we did X.
Yes.
Why did we do less than X? Can be something which the state can then take into account.
and Lordship, if some more suggestions are there from Learned Amicus, we will try to
Spending so much
incorporate
of time, your secretary should have spoken to him. By now, he is already spending so much of time.
Lordship.
All right, next.
Great. There are total 8 ABC centers having capacity of 688 sterilization on weekly basis. 25,027 dogs have been sterilized. There is a requirement of 10 more ABC centers. Rupees 75 crores has been provided to create required ABC centers in all urban local bodies. However, the department has planned to implement the ABC rules with adequate number of ABC centers in 20 with high dog population during the current and the next financial year. The state may be directed to do a complete audit of the existing ABC centers to ensure that they are working to full capacity. The state should ensure that deficiency in terms of manpower or infrastructure are attended to immediately. Strict timeline for setting up 10 additional ABC centers as placed on record by the state in its own affidavit may be provided by the state government, as budgetary provision of 75 crores has already been made. There is no information given by the state government regarding existing dog pounds and capacity. It is submitted that state would need to set up dog pounds to ensure that dogs removed from the institutional areas are put up in the said shelters for rehabilitation. Because I will just read the right side again. The chart at page 17 of the affidavit shows that in a number of municipalities like Ambuj, Talcher, Balangir, Balasore, though the stray dogs have been picked, there is zero sterilization and zero vaccination. The state has to create sufficient dog pound shelters to ensure that there is sufficient capacity available to house the stray dog captured from the institution so as to comply with the orders of this honorable court. Plus highway, I will skip this.
But they have mentioned about picking up of significant number of dogs from the
Yes, Vinod.
institutions.
Yes, Vinod. They have
6,400.
Yes, Vinod. Then picked up. Yes, Vinod. Out of that, well, what I wanted to say, out of that, 2608 were sterilized. Well, Lordships have the chart that
Yes,
there are
yes.
3 affidavits filed. So if you pick up 64, because some districts they picked up, but they were not having perhaps subject to
Facility to sterilize.
Yes, Vinod. So subject to correction from Sanjana, that is perhaps missing. Therefore, I had written the district names also because I went through that chart and I found that in these 4 districts, why is there a zero sterilization? Perhaps they do not have. I will not be able to answer it. So they can do a complete audit that each district should have one, and cities like Bhubaneswar, Cuttack, and bigger cities like Konark and cities like Puri were again prone to a lot of tourists coming there. You know, these are places where ABC centers should be there, and the dogs removed from those beaches or public institutions, temples, etc. Perhaps are somewhere which can be taken care of in these dog pounds or shelters. This aspect Sanjana can have a discussion. I had a discussion with Chief Secretary, so that therefore it was not very clear. I think the Chief Secretary changed after that. Because there was somebody else I had discussion with, an affidavit was by somebody else. So there was some disconnect. So the state can look into it and come up with a clear action plan on how it proposes to go about it.
Yes.
Plus Punjab. In order to effectively implement directions of this honorable court, Chief Secretary chaired a meeting. Oh, this affidavit, yes. So Punjab has served an additional affidavit on me yesterday, which I haven't seen.
All right.
That's the situation. Otherwise, because it was, I had been little critical of Punjab on the right side. If the Lordship see each other.
Punjab ka kal
Here tomorrow?
Yes, Minister.
You will look into the affidavit?
So in the affidavit, your lordship may just indicate.
Because I had pointed out in caps and big, not this, for example, submitted state has not given any data. I made it caps and bold so that the state affidavit. So I'll look into it and the Lordships can do it tomorrow.
So if
Rajasthan
I may just
also
tell
has-
your lordships, in our state affidavit, now we have indicated that there are around 19 ABC centers.
Well,
And-
tomorrow.
Mr. Jain will hear you tomorrow.
So
At the
yes,
Amicus-
5 states, the Lordships may hear tomorrow. Rajasthan has also given an additional affidavit.
All right.
This is here in which some data has been given. I'll compile it and circulate it.
Rajasthan also tomorrow.
Yes, Minister. And Tamil Nadu, Ms. Indra has also given an additional affidavit. So Tamil Nadu Lordship may have it tomorrow. Because Telangana, actually what has happened is I had spoken to the Chief Secretary. I pointed out this deficiency that happened to, did not Chief Secretary, Secretary Municipal Administrator, Dr. Ilam Paridi. He is a medical doctor. So if I can request Telangana to be deferred, so that if I point out deficiencies now and he cures it and he comes back. So if your Lordships can consider Telangana, I'll give a proper note discussion with them because to get idea, can I just confess? Because when your Lordships appointed me Amicus, I have no clue about how to go about.
Yes, that's right.
Because nobody can claim to have knowledge of anything in this respect. And since I represented the state of Telangana in a number of matters, I called for help from the Municipal Administrative Department from Telangana. And when I went to Hyderabad to meet my son, I sat with him and figured out how exactly they are doing it. So, because in Telangana, I have spoken to him, given some suggestions to them. So, Lordship may defer Telangana, or I can give a note separately on Telangana. So that now, can I skip to? Because Uttarakhand is a small state, I'll skip that, so that I complete it today,
Yes.
My learned colleague.
Uttarakhand. Uttar Pradesh.
Uttar Pradesh and West Bengal will be 2 major states which will be left, Milos. Uttar Pradesh and West Bengal.
Given an additional affidavit today.
Yes, Milos. My learned colleague has also given an.
All right, we'll have Uttar Pradesh also
Like
tomorrow.
Yes.
had pointed out certain things in the first affidavit. We've given some details.
So
The
five
first
states I will do it today. Update it and send it to the postmaster by the evening. Lordship can take it up tomorrow, day after next week. Whatever date comes, I have no date.
You can do it by tomorrow morning.
Yes, Milos. Tomorrow morning I'll do it. Now West Bengal is one affidavit. Lordship may kindly take.
Who appears for West Bengal? Mr. Kunal Chatterjee.
176 minutes. I mean, sorry for, I'm a little critical, but please just take the West Bengal affidavit.
In fact, after my learned friend's note, I have taken certain instruction. Like in 2024, he is critical about the number of sterilization we have not mentioned. 2024, it was above 12,000. It is not sufficient. 2025 up to November, they have the data. December, they are yet to get it. That is almost 10,000. So I think the roughly year-wise strength of sterilization is around 13,000 they're able to do. In previous affidavit, we have given certain data regarding this vaccination and all.
If
That-
you have, say, roughly 1 lakh dogs or 2 lakh dogs in this state, and
is-
if you vaccinate 10,000 a year, how will you bring the population under control?
It is very much inadequate. They are taking steps to reach to the level.
Can I just read the last column? The chart produced at page 60 and 69 does not mention how many dogs were sterilized, say in the year 25. Now my learned friend says 10,000.
Roughly.
I'll take it that way. It is suggested that a complete audit of the functioning of the existing ABC centers is required to be undertaken to ensure there is maximum utilization of the capacity. The state has proposed setting up 6 more ABC centers. Timeline of the same should be indicated. In a big state like West Bengal, it does not appear that sterilization of 200 or 300 dogs per day would be
So
sufficient.
that is also not correct. It
Yes.
says 10,000 per year.
13,000 is.
Oh,
yes.
but 200, 300 per day
Yes,
That's the
sir.
would
capacity.
work out to be much
That is
more.
the capacity.
Yes,
That's a
capacity,
Yes,
yes.
that's a capacity which
Uh,
you can use. So I can do 9,000, 90,000, but whether you are utilizing that is nobody's.
Yes, that's right. Because they have not said anything about the human resources also.
Yes, Vinod. Therefore, the state may examine the sufficiency and adequacy. The affidavit does not mention, subject to correction, number of dog pounds, the capacity of dog pounds, whether there is sufficient infrastructure available in the said dog pounds to utilize the said maximum capacity. The state needs to establish sufficient number of dog pounds to house the dogs which would be removed from the institutional area. Then, Vilas, can I read the left part? Chief Secretary states that a letter has been written on 1/12 to the Transport Department, State Authority and various corporations for compliance of the order of this Honorable Court, and compliance report is awaited. PWD has issued a memo to the field engineers for identification of the stray animal on hotspot. It would be appropriate if SOP is framed by Animal Welfare Board for the purposes of identification, capture and transportation of stray animals. Because this is diversionary, Milas. How can...
Absolutely, they are
Now,
trying to divert the
Yes.
focus on.
Yes, Manoj, it's rather strange that the Chief Secretary of State Bengal is awaiting compliance report. It is expected that more proactive steps should have been taken by the Chief Secretary in this respect. The said memo has been issued 6 weeks after the order of this Honorable Court. Affidavit is silent as to what happened after the said memo was issued. The state government has not taken any steps for compliance of the order regarding removal of stray animals from state highways or national highways, and perhaps wants to shift the focus on Animal Welfare Board of India. Now, let us please have removal of dogs from institutional areas. Urban local bodies have identified 2161 premises of government and private institutions, where remaining 61 ULBs are in process of identifying such premises. 60 ULBs have initiated measures for securing identified premises, while remaining 68 are in the planning stage for implementation of the same. 64 ULBs have commenced initiatives for conducting regular inspection, while the remaining 82 are in the process of deploying manpower and resources for execution. 36 ULBs, etc. Because I skip all this. Lordship will see my observation. It is not clear from the affidavit as to how many dogs in the institutional areas have been
So
identified.
as vague as it can be.
Yes, because the affidavit uses general terms. I have initiated measures. I have commenced initiatives. Because this is something which will.
That we have already made clear that.
Yes, Vilas. In ground level, nothing has happened.
Nothing has
except-
happened.
Yes, Vilas.
It's only story,
Yes, Vilas.
storytelling basically.
This is, I would believe, Milas. Chandigarh, can I skip 56, 57? Milas, then Delhi and Jammu Kashmir are left. Milas, I'll just do Delhi. Milas, Jammu Kashmir anyway is not something which are huge problems. So if I can just focus on Delhi and conclude, Milas. There is one ABC center which is run in NDMC. No, just stop here. NDMC filed a separate affidavit. I didn't get a copy, but if something else is there, then it's all right.
We have filed on behalf of Delhi, Chief Secretary Delhi has filed a comprehensive affidavit, my lord.
Yes. Yes, that is what I have captured. So I put
And
my.
even my lord, the datas of NDMC are incorporated in that MCD and Cantonment Board. There are three components for Delhi, my lord. NDMC, MCD and Cantonment Board. All the datas have been captured.
Can I just place it, Manoj? So that there is one ABC center which is run by NDMC by Palika Animal Birth Control Society, which has sterilized 433 stray dogs in last year, that is 2025. Because I'll just make my comment here, Manoj. Because if it is in NDMC area, it doesn't necessarily mean that you can't take dogs from other areas and sterilize.
No,
You have the capacity.
Other area has got MCD because NDMC is a small area, my lord, New Delhi Municipal Council. Only in this Lutean area, my lord, which is covered by NDMC. Rest, my lord, is taken care by MCD. And in Cantonment Board area, it's
There
taken
are
by.
20 functional centers, they say in their.
Yes,
Huh.
MCD so and so, 60 have been.
Yes, but obviously what you have compared,
Yes.
if they are doing 68,000 dogs in say 8 months, so
Yes.
that would work out to around about 80 in a year.
Yes, Manoj.
That would not be sufficient because they have a population of more than 6 lakhs, 10 lakhs
10
nearly.
lakhs is what people
10
say,
lakhs,
but nobody is counted.
Nobody has counted, of course.
Yes, Manoj.
So how do you expect?
Not in the area of NDMC, my lord.
No, we are talking of the entire area, entire Delhi.
Oh, entire
It's a
Delhi.
district,
Entire Delhi, my lord.
Delhi district. So if you are doing 68,000 dogs a year, how do you expect?
No,
to
no,
bring-
that is only in NDMC area.
No, NDMC is only 433. NDMC is only 433.
68,000 and
68,408 is the figure of
8 months, बताया sir.
April to November. huh?
April to
Not-
November, 8 months.
3 and 1 4 months.
There is a need for further enhancement and no doubt about that. But then still, my lord, in view of my lord's monitoring, my lord, substantial work has been done. It appears from the affidavit, my lord, and they are on the ground level also. my lord.
So that's exactly what I've suggested. Humbly submitted that sterilization of 68,000 dogs in period of 8 months, that is roughly 1 lakh dog a year, may not be sufficient to reduce multiplication of dog population in Delhi. It is imperative that immediate measures are taken to double the capacity. I am being conservative. I said,
It is conservative, plain and simple.
if you have today 68,000, say 1 lakh, please have a plan that it is doubled by next year, by this year, I mean 2026. That's all my.
MCD, my lord, they have data has been provided. Their comments in view of the submission of my learned friends.
Okay. So I'll incorporate, can I incorporate it and do it tomorrow? You want to do it today? Whatever you want to do.
Whatever my learned.
No, I'll read it, Milos. Delhi can be done, Milos. Then I'll do 5 states tomorrow.
Yes.
Just have, maybe just have, I can read it, Milos. So my suggestion, only humble suggestion was that if you're doing 1 lakh, please have a plan that it becomes double. That's a simple suggestion I had. I'll read what my learned senior colleague has said. Milos. It is submitted that the present capacity of sterilization, I'm reading the last column of the note.
That is the my lord. That is.
So, you want to read?
No, you read it.
Somebody submitted that the present capacity of sterilization and immunization of stray dogs of 20 ABC centers is approximately 400 dogs per day. But due to temporary closure of 8 ABC centers for non-submission of project recognition from Animal Welfare Board, capacity of sterilization and immunization has been reduced since October 25. So this didn't form part of the affidavit, that you are actually not having 8 centers are closed.
Which are not certified.
To double the sterilization capacity, 800 dogs per day, there will be requirement of 20 more. Correct, Miller. It is also informed that no survey of population of stray dogs has been conducted by MCD. However, the proposal for installation of microchipping in stray dogs is under process, to which estimated dog population can be determined. Until and unless estimated dog population is available, it will not be feasible to assess the requirement of ABC centers.
So you need to do one thing. When you bring in a dog for microchipping, simultaneously you vaccinate and sterilize.
Correct.
Because otherwise also for microchipping, the dog will have to be captured.
Yes, my lord.
So that has to be there done at a time in one go.
That is the proposal, my lord.
So that can be done, Your Lordship.
Your Lordship.
The state is willing to do it, then nothing like it. Until and unless estimated state of population is available, it will not be feasible to assess the requirement of ABC centers. Once data of estimated state of population is available, then animal so-and-so will be requested to establish more ABC centers according to the veterinary hospitals, as has been established by them in their 8 veterinary hospitals where MCD is carrying out work for sterilization and immunization of stray dogs. So what MCD is telling us is that we do not want to increase it. That is what they are saying. Whether there is a requirement or not, because I would think, considering because
They have not said anything about the actual population, which they, even estimated population.
even estimated population.
So if they give out that figure,
Yes.
then
No,
only
no,
they
that-
can make an assessment that what is the requirement.
That is in the
And
process, my lord.
As my lords observed, it need not be a permanent
Yes, my lords.
facility.
Yes, my lords.
For the time being, say for 6 months, you go very aggressive.
Yes.
The number starts dwindling,
Dwindling.
then you can
Yes, my lords.
phase it out.
Absolutely.
Simple as that.
Because what LCD is saying, we will count the dog first, then create. Because,
By that time, it will have doubled.
because it will just put a strain on resources. I
Yes,
already request
precisely.
LCD to sit.
I
with
will.
the-
If
have
you
talked to the-
wait for that census, the population would have gone up twofold
Yes.
by the time you have through
I'll
it.
talk to
through
the.
it.
Because there is a
Commissioner.
resource crunch, because there is a resource
Of
crunch.
course,
Obviously,
no
obviously.
one can dispute that.
Nobody disputes it, but now that the state and the corporation are in synergy, because probably they could take some proactive measures to set up more centers, because so that deals with the Delhi government's affidavit also, because so lordships, remaining 5 I will prepare a note and circulate it by tonight.
Is there something to comment on Jammu and Kashmir?
Milos, Jammu Kashmir, just give me 1 second.
These are
Here,
small
Milos,
states.
just have right side at page 61. I'll just quickly finish it. It is not clear from the affidavit as to what is the capacity of the said dog shelters, whether the capacity is being utilized fully, whether coming in the rules, because they thought that if you sterilize male dogs, sterilizing female dogs is
Obviously.
complicated.
Yes.
If you are able to sterilize male dogs and where you discover pack of dogs,
Mm.
suppose in a place you discover pack of dogs rather than catching stray dog from one here, one there. If you have a complaint regarding a pack of dogs, you take them all together.
Together.
Yes, with us. So the chances of breeding, etc., are lesser, and the incidence of biting comes down. So these two aspects,
Well, that you know, I had gone to some locality
Milos.
a couple of days back. At the beginning of the society, there was a board. इस गली में काटने वाले कुत्ते रहते हैं. What do? You don't walk on. You can't walk then. Apprehension. At least they were decent enough to put up that board.
So, because Jammu Kashmir had 3 animal birth control centers, which therefore I had requested that please consider whether you need more animal birth control centers or not.
4 more we have proposed, Malas.
And then this
Is there-
survey has come out with a statistics showing how many gates are damaged of the institutions.
Yes, Milos, yes.
At least they will wake up
Milos,
to
by
that
learned friends,
reality.
statement can be considered that they want to set up 4 more.
Mm.
It is not part of the affidavit. 4 more ABC centers. Lordships are referring to page 63.
Yes.
Page 63.
Yes.
In 20 districts of Union Territory Jammu Kashmir, mapping of institutional areas has been completed and there are 43,000 public institutions. 941 institutions are fully fenced, 1670 are partly fenced, 527 have damaged fencing and balance have no fencing. 11,370 gates are functional, 755 gates are damaged and the remaining institution have no gates. 15,284 premises have been secured through
30,000 are without any fencing.
Without anything.
Sorry.
30,000
30,000 institutions are without fencing.
Yes, correct. So and so face compliance. Pursuant to the directions given in so and so, 2,176 have been inspected. Inspection reports have been submitted to the concerned department. Pursuant to directions given in para so and so, 277 inspection submitted to the. It is submitted that there are 34 stadia, so and so indoor stadiums, 5 synthetic turfs, 2 water sports centers. Because I'll just skip it. Because on the right side, the affidavit in a detailed manner identified public institution and existing infrastructure to prevent ingress of stray dogs. What seems to be missing is the effort to catch stray dogs in such institutional areas and put them in dog shelters. Perhaps lack of dog shelters may be the reason. Therefore, compliance of directions in paragraph 25E regarding removal of dogs is missing from the affidavit of the state.
Dog pounds, we file a fresh affidavit, additional will place on record. As far as the capacity is concerned, as far as the sterilization is concerned, what is the capacity? We place a fresh affidavit.
लिख लीजिए. The arguments of the amicus, Mr. Gaurav Agarwal, are continuing. workshop tomorrow at 2 p.m. as part third for further arguments. After obtaining appropriate order from the Chief Justice. Tomorrow 2 p.m.
Yes,
I'm
I'm
sorry
sorry,
for this
colleague, I
state of
had told
Himachal.
that.
I'm sorry.
Huh?
I'm a patient
Mr.
of the state
Gautam.
of Himachal. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm
State of?
extremely
Yes, Himachal, sir was not here.
Okay.
I'm sorry, sir. I wanted to apologize. I told my colleague that I'll finish today so that I can complete for NHAI, but I'll do this 5 steps tomorrow. NHAI can then.
Mr. Rawal is also not here.
Yes, madam.
He has left already. No, that's all right.
Yes, sir. No, in fact, I told him, you want to begin if you want to go. He said, no.
So where the matter continues is finishing today.